Well, we're recording here. I have no idea where this file is going to go. I guess I'm talking to myself. And I can't think of a person I'd rather talk to at the moment. Oh, here's my political economic book, my Parity Democracy, How to Level the World Economic Playing Field and Make Things Fair for everybody, especially us. Now, wait a minute, that's what we've been doing all along. Well, here I am, Ed Wode. I forgot to introduce myself. All genius. Genius of the Renaissance genius and all other similar periods, if there are any. And I'm wearing my BIL 2009 mindset-free T-shirt that I got for helping clean up at the BIL Conference. This was, I think, their second year. This is the first year I went, and it's quite an interesting concept. I hope they continue having them, because next year I'm going to do what I should have done last year. I'm going to sign up and talk about one of my books. Probably I should have. I could have talked about my. They needed speakers at the end, and I could have gotten up and talked about my Parity Democracy book, the book that can save the world from the universal ignorance about what's going on, and why I'm so smart, and the messenger about the misconception of the world about what the economic problems are and what even the political reality is. I don't know how I managed to glom onto this, or whether I'm in a state of reality. I may be gone myself, for that matter. And I redefine practically everything in politics and economics as it's being applied today in this book. I say that we have representative fascism, not democracy, in the United States. And going by Mussolini's definition of fascism, which is corporations plus government equals fascism, we got it. We got the full-blown disease, and I don't know how much it's going to change. You can see a vastly different attitude with Obama, and you can see the running dogs of fascism. Just, I mean, they cannot say anything without bad-mouthing everything he's doing. And they get away with this. They'll just keep doing this for years until people start believing them again for some reason. And but the fact is, you're not going to have a permanent, real democracy unless you have it backed up by an appropriate economic system. And that's what the problem is. The way we have this economic system set up is an undemocratic capitalism, which sounds like a contradiction, and it is. But the fact is that the corporations, which totally dominate the world economy, the global economy, and the local economies now just about everywhere, are not really capitalist. They're really communist. What we really have is what Khrushchev ironically predicted. We have a communist economic system because these corporations call themselves capitalists, but they're planned economies. They're command top-down economies, which the management, when it gets in, just dictates everything, including these implosionable. Oh, how's that for a word? Implosion causing salaries they pay themselves. I mean, they have no concept of fiduciary trust, which all publicly traded corporations anyway are supposed to live by. They just rate these companies for just about all their worth. I mean, they're these people walking away with $500 million a year in salaries and whatnot is absurd, and all at the stockholders' expense. And then if push comes to shove, they go into Chapter 11, reorganize, and then they bring out a different class of stock and take care of themselves and their control of the company, and the original stockholders are out in the cold. So it's all absurd, but it's all explained, and how to fix it is explained in my book, Parity Democracy: How to Level the World Economic Playing Field. How to make it fair for everybody in the world. How to make it fair for all these emerging countries, these countries that aren't emerging, that are just in a status quo state, because the deck is stacked for a few industrial countries. And it's almost impossible for countries that are not in this club to join it, because as an example I use in my book, in Ghana, when they tried to establish jobs there by creating textile and ready-wear manufacturing economies, the Chinese came in and undercut them, and the companies went broke. I mean, this is what happens with even if they attempt. And what happens is the people that like to work, then they head for Europe, or they head for someplace where there is jobs, and a lot of them die in the effort, which is sad, immoral, insane, and it's just going to get worse. And what is happening is the industrialized countries are trying to control the size of their population to live rationally, and the vacuum is just filled by all these immigrants from these other countries seeking jobs, and it defeats everybody's purpose. So that's why, if you want to find out how to fix it, buy my book, Parity Democracy: How to Level the World Economic Playing Field. I show how parity economics can create a job, full employment economy in every country in the world. It's a step-by-step system, and if you don't have an economy that can support the government so that it can provide all the services that people need, you're not going to have democracy. So one thing feeds the other. One thing properly set up without the other causes there to be pseudo democracy instead of real democracy, because the democracy doesn't have the money to give the people that live in the country what they need. Anyway, let's see what happened to this recording and where it went. Maybe it went out into the cyberspace to everybody in the universe. It should, because it's the truth. It's the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So,